Good morning, everyone. When I was a child, I had a dream that I should speak on the stage and people should listen to me. And thank you so much that this dream has come true now. Because as a child, I struggled a lot with stammering. And I just want to very briefly talk about what stammering is, what it is not, and what can be done about it, what TISA has done about it, why TISA, what is the purpose of starting an association based on stammering. Many of my colleagues who are working in NGOs, they say, if you start a NGO or a association to work with AIDS, to work with commercial sex workers, to work with drought-hit people, that I can understand. But what is all about stammering? So many people don't really understand stammering, and they don't really understand why should anybody be worried about stammering. So when I was a child, I used to, day and night, I used to ask myself, what is stammering? What is this which happens to me sometimes when I am full flow, telling a very interesting story, and suddenly I am stuck on a word. And the word is very clear to me in my head. I know that exactly. And still, mouth is not cooperating, it's not coming out. And the other person listening to me has no clue. That other person has got no idea what happened to Sachin. So as a child, it was a big problem. And so much so, that sometime I used to dream that if someday God descended on earth and came to me and said, okay, Sachin, ask whatever you want to ask. Obviously, I'll say, fix my tongue. And I had a suspicion that even God will say, sorry, ask for something else. So that kind of helplessness for a child is a very painful thing. Where you are convinced that not your parents, not your friends, not even God can help you, that's a very, very horrible feeling. And all of us who are here, who stammer, we know that feeling of helplessness. And it really took me a lot of time to come out of that consciousness. It took me almost 40 years to come out of that feeling of helplessness. So now if you ask me what is stammering, I'll say stammering is an opportunity. It's an opportunity where you can learn to do what you think that even God cannot do for you. You go a step beyond and you say, okay, God can't fix my tongue, but I will do something about it. So stammering is an opportunity. If you talk to a doctor, he will say stammering is a neurobiological problem. If you talk to a non-doctor, he will say, no, it's just all psychology. You've got this funny idea that you stammer. Remove that idea and you will speak fine. We meet such people also who don't take stammering seriously. For them, stammering is just a funny notion. We have got this funny notion that we get stuck, and so therefore we get stuck. But now I know, and you know, that it is not so. If stammering was just a funny notion, then half of Indians should have been stammering. Why only 1%? So now we have got enough proof that stammering is not purely psychological problem. It has got a biological problem, and that biological problem is inherited. It runs in some family. It is inherited through some genes, and doctors have identified those genes also. So therefore you can no more say that this child stammers because he is careless. He doesn't pay attention when he is talking, so therefore he stammers. No. This child stammers because he has got a different brain. It's only a different brain, it's not an inferior brain. Stammering is only a difference. It is not necessarily inferior or superior. And this is what TISA is all about. TISA is trying to say that stammerers have got a right to live with their difference, to live with their different brain, to live with their different speech. And they have a right to be at peace with themselves. No one has got a right to tell them, you need to fix your speech. You need to work on your communication skills. This is how society has treated us. So many times, I and you have been told by total strangers, oh my God, you need to do something about your speech. How are you talking? Slow down. speak properly. So we have been given a lot of this advice by truckloads, and we all know that these advices don't work because it is a biological problem. Our brain is different. So TISA started with this kind of dream that we should have a home where we can be ourselves, where we don't have to pretend to be like somebody else, where we can afford to stammer and not feel bad about it at all, where we can stammer maintaining normal eye contact with our audience and not feel at all ashamed about it. So TISA basically is a home for people who stammer, where they don't have to pretend to be someone else, where they can be Sachin, where they can be JP, where they can be Vishal, where they can be anybody. They don't have to pretend and look like someone else, talk like someone else. So for this, first time we met in Mumbai in April 2008. Before that, we were meeting through internet, through web, through emails, through chats. But that was good, but that was not good enough. I felt that stammering is not just a speech disorder, it's a social issue, social disorder. And so therefore the solutions for stammering should come in a social context, which means meeting people face to face. Hiding behind a computer and sending SMS text to another stammerer somewhere in Coimbatore. When we started for Mumbai, somebody said, why are you going to Mumbai? Have you got some big assignment there? Have you got some work there? It took some courage to say, no, we are going to meet other stammerers. And so then we went there, we met other stammerers, 9 of us, and we decided that stammering for us is a serious matter and serious enough to start an association. And then this is how the foundation of the Indian Stammering Association was laid. And then we started, then we got in touch with other stammerers. We encouraged them to start a self-help group, meet with each other, help each other, talk to each other. One of the biggest things which anybody can do for a stammerer is not teach speech techniques, but to listen to him respectfully and patiently. If I can listen to another stammerer patiently and respectfully, I have done enough. So self-help group under TISA are based on this principle. We don't have to cure each other necessarily. We can just listen to each other respectfully. Because this is what doesn't happen in the normal discourse of life. You are traveling in a bus, you want to say, give me a ticket for Coimbatore, and you are stuck on and the conductor is very impatient. He just moves on to the next person. And he says, okay, I'll come again to you. This actually happened with me once. Conductor said, okay, you take your time, I'll come again to you. So this is the problem, that people are in great hurry. I don't know where they want to arrive. I don't know where they are hoping to land. But everybody is in a great hurry, great rush. And so therefore nobody has got that one extra minute for the stammerer for him to complete his word. Some people are so impatient that they'll keep on jumping and they'll keep on saying, Coimbatore, Kanpur, Calcutta. You don't want to go to all those places. You are only trying to say something else. So there are many funny things also, but there are very painful things also when it happens to you. So TISA started with this idea that we should have a place where we can stammer, and stammer as much as we want, and stammer as beautifully as we want. Nobody should say that he stammered very badly. No. TISA is a place where we can say, I stammered very beautifully, and the other person listened very patiently. So in 2009, after about a year later, in November 2009, we decided that it is time to register this informal association. And we registered it as a public charitable trust in Dehradun. And since then, our organization has become a little bit more formal. But we are trying to maintain that informal spirit, where nobody is forcing anything on the other person, where we work things in collaboration with mutual respect. Nobody gives order to anybody else. And so after registration of trust, we did many more things, like we brought out some publications. And we also filed a public interest litigation against Golmaal 3. How many of you have seen Golmaal 3? It's not a Tamil movie, it's a Hindi movie. But those of you who have seen Golmaal 3, I'm sure you had a good laugh also. But sometimes you also feel like laughing at the genius of the filmmaker. He cannot find anything else humorous except stammering of Shreyas Dalpade. Shreyas Dalpade is a brilliant actor, and I'm quite sure that he could have done many better roles. But in this movie, he is made to well of Bollywood. Why don't Bollywood movies make to Oscars? Even though the scale of economy in Bollywood is much higher, we produce many more movies. We conduct a lot of business, a lot of money changes in hands in Bollywood. But still, our movies don't make to Hollywood for this very reason. That somehow we think that people have to be made to laugh by using any trick, like stammering, somebody is mute, somebody is dumb, somebody is blind, and this is how you create laughter. And you think that you've done a great job. And unfortunately, movies like Golmaal 3 do great business. So somewhere we also are responsible for such movies being made. So anyway, I'll try to summarize things. So TISA has launched a public interest litigation against Golmaal 3 because in the movie they have issued an apology at the very beginning of the movie that in this movie no cruelty to dogs have been done, and in a particular scene it's only a dummy which has been used, not the real dog. So no cruelty has been done to a dog, but there is not a single word of apology to all the cruelty they have done to stammerers of India. There are 1 crore Indians who stammer, but no apology to them. Other than that, of course, I should not talk too much about Golmaal 3, otherwise my trustee Jay Prakash will say, you start all over again about Golmaal 3. When are you going to stop? For God's sake, stop it. So that case is still under court's consideration. They have issued notice to the people who made the movie. They have given some kind of explanation. So this, I'm sure, will go on for a 6 month, 9 month, 1 year. We don't want to spoil somebody's business. We are not there to stop movies. We simply want them to issue an apology to people who stammer. That's all we want. And that's all what has been denied to us. As a community which is 1 crore, out of 100 crore Indians, 1%, in fact more than 1% is stammer. Other than that, we have brought out some publications. For example, we have written a self-help manual which draws on the best of Western science as well as Indian beliefs. In that manual, we tell you about how to use meditation to get better control over your mind. We also talk about speech techniques, how to use them to get better control over your tongue. And we also talk about acceptance, because in our personal experience, a stammerer can learn any technique, can go to any speech therapist, and can pay any number of money, any amount of money. He will not be okay until he accepts himself. In absence of acceptance, no technique is going to work. And this is what we try to emphasize in that manual. Then we have also brought out a simple booklet for general public, which is called 12 questions on stammering. 12 popular questions on stammering have been answered in that book, because many common people don't really understand what is stammering, why does it happen, what can be done about it. So that booklet tries to answer that question. And there is a young lady in Romania. She wrote a book called Isabella, the Princess Who Stammered. This lady who wrote also is a stammerer, and in her society also it is the same problem, that prince will always be tall, dark and handsome, and the princess will always be very fair and she will talk beautifully. So she said, I need to change this myth. So she wrote a beautiful story for children titled Isabella, the Princess Who Stammered. And I found that story so beautiful that I translated that book into Hindi. She has sent us the rights to publish it. God willing, we will publish this book. Because when you are a child, if somebody can tell you that stammering is not a crime, it's not a sin, it can change your world. So we are trying to work with children also and make them understand that okay, you stammer and sometimes your colleagues laugh at you, but it is not a sin. You are free to stammer because that is what you are. You are a stammerer. Accept it and be comfortable with that identity. If he is given certain ideas, certain beliefs, he can recover himself. It doesn't require intervention by a speech therapist. Many speech therapies have been evaluated and it has been discovered that relapse rate is very high in these speech therapies. 100 people go for therapy, they pay a lot of money, but 90% of them are stammering again after 6 months. So these are some of the things which TISA has done and hoping to do in future also. So other contribution of TISA is that we are empowering stammerers to stand up, help themselves and help others. Stammerers always lack leadership skills and qualities. When I was a child, I wanted to be the class monitor, but whenever the teacher said, who wants to be the class monitor? I'll raise my hand and I lower it. Because I knew that as a class monitor, I'll have to speak and then I'll be stuck. So many stammerers want to be in leadership positions. They have all the requisite qualities. They can be the leaders, but somehow they always shy away from that. But if a stammerer gets the chance to lead a group, he can flower like nothing on this earth. He can flower into a very beautiful, very nice human being. And this is what TISA is doing. We are giving ourselves a chance to become a leader in our group. And wherever this has happened, that individual's life has changed. I just want to give 2 examples. International conference on Stammering Awareness Day. There is an international online conference conducted by Minnesota University. They put stammering related articles by professors, by common people online, and they opened that online conference on 1st October, on 22nd October. Because 22nd October.
From 1st to 22nd.
Right. So actually the International Stammering Awareness Day is 22nd October and they opened that conference on 1st October. So from 1st October to 22nd October for 3 weeks, those articles are available free online and you can interact with the professors by leaving your questions and they are bound to answer that within 24 hours. In that international conference, 3 papers from TISA were accepted in last 2 years. One of the paper was jointly written by Sri Jayaprakash Nanda and Sri Manimaran, and they both of them wrote this article on this premise that stammering, which can't be cured by speech therapy, can almost be overcome by running a self-help group. So they shared their own story, that how they evolved in the process of running a self-help group, how their leadership qualities evolved, how they were able to counsel other people, how they were able to rise above